The Late Show. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, my first guest tonight is an Emmy, Grammy, and Tony winner whose next project is a run for governor of the state of New York. Please welcome Cynthia Nixon. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very good. It's nice to have you here. I've never interviewed you before.
It's nice to be here.
This is the first time.
You haven't. I was in your audience a few months ago, and I had a great time. But it's nice to be sitting here.
Well, it's nice to have you here. And you know, as I said in the introduction, there you got 2 Tonys, you got 2 Emmys, you got a Grammy, and Cuomo better watch out because I know for a fact that you are a formidable opponent. Because you may not know this, but you won the Grammy for the audiobook of An Inconvenient Truth. I was nominated for the audiobook of my book, America, I Am America and So Can You, and you beat me, and I am totally over it.
Oh, I can tell.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I'm really sorry that I took your Grammy. But I don't think it was really my performance. I think it was really Al Gore's book, An Inconvenient Truth, which is about, you know, climate change and the impending death of the planet and the extinction of the humankind.
Yeah, but your reading really sold the desperation.
Really?
Yeah.
What was your book about? Was it about something like that?
It was about me.
Well.
Yeah, but I'm totally fine with it. Now, how did you...
I'm glad you're over it.
How did you win your second Grammy?
I don't have 2 Grammys.
Oh, I do. I have 2 Grammys. Because I was so humiliated by you.
I feel like I was just set up.
A little bit. That's what I do for a living.
All right.
I was so humiliated by you that it lit a fire, and I want to thank you for that. Okay. Now, okay, let's talk about the fire that's in your belly right now. Here you are, Cynthia for New York. There you go. When did you actually announce?
3.5 weeks ago.
Wow. Okay, first question, obviously, why Cynthia for New York? Why not Nixon for New York? It's got that Nixon, New York, you know? Why hide
the
from
alliteration.
Sure, why not?
It's not the alliteration that I'm really hiding from. You know, my mother used to say that she grew up during World War II with a father named Adolf, and then she lived through the 1970s with a husband named Nixon. So I am aware of the dubious nature of my last name, but I also have to say, if I was given a choice, I would rather be the good Nixon than the bad Cuomo.
Wow. Wow. Stang. Holy cow. Put some ointment on that burn, all right? Why are you trying to take away the man's job? His dad had the job. Don't do this to him. Why are you running?
I'm running because I'm a lifelong New Yorker. And I love this state, and I just know we could do so much better. Because we're a blue state. We're a proudly Democratic state, but we've got a governor in there who governs like a Republican. And at this moment...
Now, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I mean, all of the progressive things that California's doing and Oregon and Washington, campaign finance reform and voting reform and fully funding our schools and being a leader in renewable energy and enacting real criminal justice reform. This is the kind of stuff we want to be doing in New York. We want to be closing racial and economic inequity here, and we're just not.
A lot of people have criticized Cuomo for allowing the Democrats to have 2 different caucuses. They have, like, the Democratic caucus, and then he's got this caucus of independent Democrats that caucus with the Republicans.
That he has been very supportive of. And not only did he do that, he also, in his first year in office, he allowed the Republicans in the state Senate to gerrymander their own districts, which suppressed Democratic voters, and particularly Democratic voters of color. He says he works with the Republicans, but frankly, often at times it looks more like he works for the Republicans.
Well, why do you think he's doing that?
I think he's doing that because he's pleasing his big money donors. He has a lot of Republican big money donors.
Do you have any big money donors?
I am accepting no corporate money. Zero. I think he's always tried to position himself as a centrist. I think he came up during the Mitt Romney time when centrism was the name of the game. And I think, frankly, he also doesn't want to pay for stuff. He doesn't want to pay to fully fund our schools. He doesn't want to pay to fix our subway. He doesn't want to pay to fix our public housing, which is, he has declared a state of emergency, and yet he's doing almost nothing about it.
Well, the governor has called your run silly. and like saying, I don't know who you're inspired by. Maybe you're inspired by Vladimir Putin or somebody like that. Is it a serious run? Are you really doing this, or are you being a gadfly right now? Like, if you won, are you going to be disappointed that because this was all just to make a point, or do you really want to be governor of New York?
I am 100% running to be governor of New York.
Okay. But you're such a gifted actress. You can't be governor of New York and, win your Tonys and your Emmys and your Grammys. You can't do both.
I'm going to go see Glenda Jackson tonight in a play after we're done here.
Yes.
She is a brilliant actress with an incredible career. I think she actually has an Oscar. And she left her profession for 25 years to serve in the Parliament. You can have more than one career in your life.
Okay, all right. Let me play the governor's advocate here for a second. Do we need another celebrity in office? Because we've got one in the White House, and that's not working out very well.
It is not working out very well.
Political amateurs maybe aren't the people, no offense, but you do not have experience in public office. Should governor of New York be the first job you have?
I don't think that I think that first and foremost, Donald Trump is a real estate developer, and he has inherited his money and his company from his father.
Yes.
That could not be more different from me. I grew up here in a one-bedroom, five-flight walk-up with a single mom. I went to public school. I started acting when I was 12 in order to pay for my college because my family couldn't afford to. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with celebrity in politics. It gives you a platform, but it's what you choose to do with that platform. Do you choose to give yourself and other one-percenters a massive tax break that they don't need? Or do you choose to advocate for important things that need your voice, like LGBTQ equality, or women's health, or women's rights, including a woman's right to choose, or better public schools, which I have been advocating for and fighting for the better part of 20 years. I think that's exactly the kind of resume that a progressive leader of New York State should have right now.
Well, you've also, one of the issues that you have come out on is marijuana legalization.
Yes.
You're in favor of marijuana legalization.
Yes, recreational marijuana.
Recreational, not medicinal, recreational marijuana legalization. And so, I mean, legally, I have to ask you right now, are you high?
Thank you for asking me. I am not high right now.
Okay.
But I think it's a good moment to speak about my past drug use, since it will probably come out during the campaign.
Oh, do go on.
Well, so, I was an actor in the 80s.
Sure.
It was a crazy time.
You bet.
And I think it's important to let people know that I've only smoked pot twice in my life. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
You didn't like it?
Wasn't for me, but
really?
No, wasn't for me.
What's it like? I have no idea. What's it like?
It's very smoky.
Very smoky.
Very
Doesn't
smoky.
sound good.
But to be serious for a moment, I think there's a lot of reasons we should legalize marijuana here. But the number one is that it's a racial justice issue. That in the city of New York, for example, if you're a person of color, you're 10 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana than if you're white. And I think that for all intents and purposes, as for white people, marijuana has effectively been legal for a long time, and I just think it's time to make it legal for everybody else.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It was a real pleasure.
Cynthia Nixon, everybody. Cynthia for New York.